Alright, here's the latest update on the 70 Firebird. All the Speed Tech suspension components are here. It's like 8 boxes of shit. Got the torque arm, I mean, all kinds of stuff. But what we've been doing tonight is stripping down the frame. You can see, let me get some light over here. You can see here where we've taken the frame down to metal. Here's an example of a finished painted area. But man, the best tool for stripping the metal is this thing. It is so awesome. It's a cup brush on a 4.5 inch grinder. Man, that thing just eats it off. It's pretty awesome. It takes it down to the metal like immediately. Really good tool. It does vibrate a little bit, so wears you out kind of quick. But some parts that I noticed on the car, and this might have been in a previous video, was there's some rust damage on this core support. So the core support, I found this 70 core support in California, had it shipped here, and it's been epoxy primered, and it's in really beautiful condition. So that's gonna replace that guy. So what I did find as I was inspecting the car that I'm gonna have to fix are a couple of stress cracks on the rear frame rail. Let's see if I can get this. Okay, there's one. There's a little stress crack there. And over on the other side, let's see, where is it over here? Ah, there it is. Yeah, there it is right there. There's a little stress crack right there. I guess the car was rear-ended sometime in the past, but it doesn't look severe enough to actually replace the rear frame rail. So I'm gonna weld it up with the MIG welder, and then probably just wrap some of the same thickness sheet metal. That's like 1/16 of an inch, just real thin metal back here. Just wrap it around there and make like a boxed frame. Just box it in, and that should be fine. Also, back here where the bodywork was done, I guess it had gotten hit at some point. The previous body guy did not bother to pinch this back together. So here's the inner structure and there's the outer sheet metal. This is supposed to be tack welded together, so I'm going to squeeze that together and tack weld it. And there, see the frame rail there, how it looks good? Here's where I saw the evidence of something that had happened. It is right there. You can see how that's a little mangled. There we go, right there. Now, that's not the actual frame rail. It's just this sleeve that goes over the frame rail. There we go. So I'm just going to bend that back in, hammer it back into shape. And since I'm using the torque arm, there's not going to be a mount for the rear leaf spring. I'm just going to be using the front leaf spring perch, which is right there, because the torque arm doesn't require the rear perch. But I'm still going to fix all this up back here and make sure it's solid. And underside of the car is looking really good. I'm going to primer that and put it. That's the original factory primer, but I'm going to put it a coat of the same red oxide over it to just make it, you know, perfect. I like the bottom of the car to look as good as the top of the car. Anyway, that's the work that has been done so far. Okay, this is the second day of firewall and front clip cleanup. You can see I painted that matte black yesterday. Put in a new original 1970 heater, radiator core support. But today I've sanded down the firewall and actually chipped out with a chisel all the original seam sealer because it was a little cracked and brittle. The seam sealer up on top looks really good. It has no cracks. It's not broken off. So I'm actually going to leave that, and it looks like they actually applied it really nice. But the seam sealer here was very chipped and cracked, so I went and chipped it all off, and I'm going to apply some fresh seam sealer there. And let's look at the other side. I did the same over here. But in order to prepare for primer, I didn't take it all the way down to the bare metal. What I used, here we go, is just an 80 grit orbital sander, and that gets it real smooth. And then for the places that you can't reach with the orbital sander, just a die grinder, you know, that's a high, I think this is like an Ingersoll Rand 20,000 RPM with a wire brush. 20,000, that's awfully high. I think it's a 20,000. But also what I did with that wire brush, this wiper motor was working perfectly, so I just cleaned it all up, wire brushed it, and you can see it looks really nice now. So yeah, I'm going to get some seam sealer and then go ahead and refinish that firewall. You can see the before picture here. And then I'll show the after picture shortly. And there's where I'm going to do the seam sealer. Alright, I've taken off all that old seam sealer and I've added in new seam sealer to all the seams. This is the 3M seam sealer. There we go. And once you squirt it on, it goes on in like a caulk gun. But there you go. There we go, there's now seam sealer back on the original seams on the firewall, and I'll just paint over that. Okay, and here's the finished firewall. You can see the seams, fresh seam sealer. And there's the finished chassis. That's zero rust with 2 coats of that primed or primer, and then covered with a chassis black Napa chassis coating. And it came out good. Looks brand new, doesn't it? So yeah, this is ready to start installing the suspension.